طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, السلام عليكم wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Chapter number 10 is under باب بيان وقت انقضاء الصوم وخروج النهار. حديث عمر رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا أقبل الليل من ها هنا وأدبر النهار من ها هنا وغربت الشمس فقد أفطر الصائم. باب التاسع. أي نعم صحيح, جزاكم الله خيرا. Bab number 9, correction, not bab number 10. باب فضل السحور وتأكيد استحبابه واستحباب تأخيره وتعجيل الفطر. Discussing one of the rulings of fasting. One of the rulings of fasting. One of the most important rulings and one of the most commonly understood and practiced rulings is sahur and iftar. Sahur and iftar, very common. Most people know about them. And an interesting fact, wallahu alam, quite interesting actually, is you'll find people who complain about Arabic and the Arabic language and Arabic culture, and I can't learn and it's too difficult and I'm not studious and I'm not. Most people, wallahu alam, if not all, definitely most, when they talk about breaking their fast or eating before their fast, what do they say? They use the Arabic words or not? In most cases, I'm getting up for my pre-fasting meal. What time are you eating your pre-fasting meal? What time are you eating your meal before fast? They'll say what? Suhoor. Wake up for suhoor. Get up for suhoor. What are you eating for suhoor? Yo, where you going for suhoor? What we having for suhoor? Oatmeal, bacon and eggs, this and that. What's for suhoor? Doritos, whatever you may what? Eat for suhoor. Every now and then, some people they may say it's time to break fast. Break fast. Not as common as suhoor, but many people they say what? Iftar. Who wants to sponsor a what? Right here in this masjid. They write the name on, they write the board. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry, Lisa, Tracy, so on and so forth, who doesn't know a lick of Arabic, they'll say what? I'm going to sponsor a what? An iftar. I've had non-Muslims come up to me right here saying, you're the imam of this masjid, I want to sponsor a what? An iftar. A Hindu once that had relations with a Muslim. So it's very, the point I'm trying to get to is that oftentimes we put the proofs against ourselves. Those of us who say we can't learn. It's too difficult to learn. I don't have time, or I'm not into Arabic, stuff like that. But certain things they just say what? Second nature in the Arabic term. Suhoor is not an English word. Iftar is not a what? English word. Where are we going for iftar? What masjid has the best iftar? Who's sponsoring a what? An iftar. No one says they're sponsoring a break fast. They're sponsoring an evening meal. They're sponsoring the fasting. They say iftar. Everyone in their mom says what? Iftar, and they say suhoor. So if you take that philosophy and apply that to other words, other concepts, how much more would you know? Everyone understand this? And this is one of the cheating secrets of learning Arabic. Everyone understand this? Of getting it, inshallah ta'ala. So just, hope you guys can understand and appreciate this. The reality. And you think of other words that you use on a daily basis that are Arabic words. Arabic words. And it's not that difficult to learn. If you have the proper methodology, and if you apply yourself to the necessary degree. Wallahu alam. طيب. So two of the most popular, two of the most common, and two of the most famous rulings of the fast in the month of Ramadan and outside of the month of Ramadan is iftar and suhoor. Point number 1. What's the ruling of suhoor? Obligatory or recommended? Point number 2. Point number 3. When should the suhoor be taken? 30 minutes before the adhan? An hour before the adhan? Is there imsak? Or should it be delayed to the last wee part before it's time to stop? And the iftar. When should I break my fast? When the mu'adhin makes the adhan totally, then I raise my hands and I make a 5-minute dua, make maghrib, pray. Before when is the best time to break the fast, to eat the iftar? So these are rulings of fasting. Right. Says here, Hadith 665. حديث أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تسحروا فإن في السحور بركة. First narration is reported by Anas bin Malik رضي الله عنه. Hadith 665. Anas رضي الله عنه reports that the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, take sahur, as there is a blessing in it. Take sahur, whereas there is a blessing in doing so. حديث زيد بن ثابت عن أنس رضي الله عنه أن زيد بن ثابت حدثه أنهم تسحروا مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ثم قاموا إلى الصلاة قلت كم بينهما قال قدر 50 أو 60 يعني آيتين. 666 is reported by Zayd ibn Thabit that we took the sahur with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and then stood up for the prayer. I asked him how long the interval between the two was. He replied, the interval between the two was just sufficient to recite 50 to 60 ayat. The last hadith of the chapter, hadith 667, hadith Sahl ibn Sa'd رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا يزال الناس بخير ما عجلوا الفطر. Narrated Sahl bin Sa'd, Allah's Messenger, may peace and praise be upon him, said, the people will remain on the right path as long as they hasten the iftar. As long as they hasten the iftar. طيب. So here we have 3 authentic hadiths in Bukhari and Muslim with regards to the chapter heading. As far as the first hadith, the hadith that is reported by Anas, may Allah be well pleased with him, An-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala, he says here, روي بفتح السين من السحور وضمها وسبق قريبا بيانهما فيه الحث على السحور وأجمع العلماء على استحبابه وأنه ليس بواجب وأما البركة التي فيه فظاهرة أنه يقوي على الصيام وينشط له وتحصل بسببه الرغبة في الازدياد من الصيام لخفة المشقة فيه على المتسحر فهذا هو الصواب المعتمد في معناه وقيل لأنه يتضمن الاستيقاظ والذكر والدعاء في ذلك الوقت الشريف وقت تنزل الرحمة وقبول الدعاء والاستغفار وربما توضأ صاحبه وصلى أو أدام الاستيقاظ للذكر والدعاء والصلاة أو التأهب لها حتى يطلع الفجر. He says, as far as the word suhoor, as we say, then in 2 ways of saying it. You can say suhoor with a U, a dhamma vowel sound, or you can say sahur with an A, or fatha vowel sound, sahur or suhoor. Both of them are correct. He says, both narrations have been mentioned, and we've previously explained the differences between the two, meaning the sahur is the actual food that you eat, and the suhoor is the actual act of eating, like wudu and wudu. The Prophet utiya bi wudu'in, he was brought wudu water, versus al-wudu with a dhamma, meaning the actual act of ablution. طيب. He says this hadith includes the encouragement to eat suhoor, al-hath, that you should do it. The scholars unanimously agree that it is not obligatory. You don't have to. You don't have to eat suhoor. If you leave off suhoor, you're not going to get a sin, but it's highly recommended. And this goes to show us an example of a fi'l amr surifa an zahirihi. Surifa an zahirihi. This is a command from the Prophet ﷺ. Eat suhoor. Tasahharu. That's a fi'l amr. And whenever the Prophet ﷺ commands us to do something, that thing is obligatory. Until we have other proofs and evidences, things which indicate that it's only just recommended. What are the things that indicate that it's only recommended here? Huh? He gave a reason. What's that reason? So just because he gives a reason means it's no longer obligatory? Where are you getting that from? So if your mother says, go to sleep right now because you need to rest, it's no longer obligatory to obey your mom just because she gave you a reason?
No, because it's like because when it was a nahi for wearing red, there was a reason for it, which made it from being like specifically. So like the reason takes it away from its.
Zahir. طيب. Try that tonight with your mom, huh? It's time to go to sleep, boy. Because you have to get some rest. They say, I don't have to listen to your mom because you gave me a what? A tangible reason. Do you think that's going to work, Sheikh? Your mother, she might not be into the usul of fiqh. Khalas. What, any other reasons? Or other proofs or evidences that suhoor isn't obligatory?
Maybe it was like in terms like it was a weak narration.
Maybe it was a weak narration. Can't say that. It's Bukhari and Muslim here. Any other reasons? Istihbab. No is kalam. طيب. There are other reasons. One qarina, a context clue, which shows you that the thing is not obligatory, even though the zahir that it is, ijma'. Al-ijma'u qarina min al-qara'in. والصارف it's a صارفة من يعني من الأشياء التي تصرف ظاهر الأمر عن أصله، لكن بشرط أن يكون هذا الإجماع قد ثبت، ليس الادعاء المذهبي، وإنما يكون إجماعا صحيحا ثابتا. Okay, scholars unanimously agreed that it wasn't obligatory, but there's something else though that's textual as well that proves that it's not obligatory. Inshallah, we'll take it later. No, he says here that it is not obligatory according to all of the scholars. Suhoor is a recommended act. So if it's a recommended act, that means a person can fast without suhoor, and his fast would be correct, inshallah. Clear. Moving forward. As far as the barakah that is included and entailed in the suhoor, as far as the barakah that's included in that, he says, for zahiratun, then it's obvious. It's plain and obvious. Be careful what you drink, huh? It's plain and what? Obvious. Naam, Sheikh? Plain and obvious. Allahu Akbar. That's all I can say, Sheikh. He reached for it though. Naam? With his own free what? Tayyib. As far as the barakah of suhoor, then it's plain and obvious. For zahiratun. What's plain and obvious about the barakah of suhoor? He says because it gives a person strength and energy and vigor and stamina to fast. I.e., it's something tangible. فَإِنَّ فِي السَّحُورِ بَرَكَةً يعني محسوسة. It's something that's palpable. You can feel it, touch it. It gives your body the calories, the energy to fast. But the science or medical science or nutritional science is not something which takes the what? The zahir from its asl. Because that's the tafsir of it. It may be some other spiritual barakah. That's just what he's saying. Or it could just be one of the barakat, one of the blessings that eating suhoor gives you what? Strength and energy. It gives you quwwah. And this goes to show when we talk about nutrition and dieting and calories and the modern science and so on and so forth, these things are old. And oftentimes when things are made into such mundane, rigorous principles, science laid down, it takes away from that which is clear and common sense. If you want energy and strength, you gotta what? Gotta eat. It's just that simple. People have been doing that for how many years? Eating, right? Soldiers never allowed, or generals never allowed their soldiers to what? Go to battle when they were fasting. You gotta eat a full breakfast. You got to have strength. You got to have, the more you eat, the good things that you eat, etc. 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 So Muslims are not strange to the concept of calories, nutritious foods, foods that are bad for you, foods that make you want to sleep, foods that make you thirsty, foods that are just junk. They don't provide no nutrition. Right? Muslims aren't what? Far from that. The concept of what you put into your body and what it does for your body. So the modern day movement, talking about organic, vegan, this, calories, you go to McDonald's, Allahu Akbar. And on the screen, I never thought I would see this day, huh? The health food people have penetrated what? Mickey D's. Huh? The only place left sacred for fast food and junk food or kids or having money have what? Such and such calories. It's made from this. Vegetable based. It's Dunkin' Donuts. If you got to go to Dunkin' Donuts searching for healthy food and vegetable, you shouldn't be what? Dunkin' Donuts. Everyone understand this? Who wants to, you get the point of things remaining sacred, right? You grew up watching Sesame Place, right? The Cookie Monster. Then the Cookie Monster starts talking about, Sesame Street, talking about vegetables. It's a Cookie Monster. Everyone understand this? If your kids can't eat vegetables because of the Cookie Monster, then Allah Mustaan, you can't blame the Cookie Monster for that. Everyone understand this? So the concept of people just having a craze with foods and calories and this and that, this is extreme. All right? It's extreme. If you're going into McDonald's looking for a healthy meal, you what? It's just that simple. Certain things will be the way that they are. A treat, junk food, quick, simple, in, out, done, class. It's nothing ever going to replace a home cooked what? Meal, nutrition, right? So be mindful when it comes to eating suhoor and what foods you eat for suhoor. And of course, many brothers, Dr. Ismail was talking about this. Muslims are overeating in the month of Ramadan, eating foods that make them feel lazy and lethargic, eating too much food, etc. Be mindful of that. And the purpose of the suhoor, one of its purposes is what? Strength, the physical strength. All right, moving forward. He says here, and when a person takes the suhoor, he gets all types of, he says, تَحْصُلُ بِسَبِبِهِ الرَّغْبَةِ. Person wants to fast more. And that's because the fasting is not that difficult anymore upon them. لِخِفَةِ الْمَشَقَّةِ. Because a person had food, right? And also goes to show us ta'lil, the reasoning behind the rulings. Moving forward. He says, and this is the correct understanding with regards to the meaning of this hadith. Al-Mu'tamad. This is the correct view. What's meant by the word? Barakah. A blessing. Now, putting pause on Noah's kalam, think about the mental or the power of one's mind over one's body. Think how downcast and distraught you are, how upset you are when you miss suhoor. Even if you weren't going to eat a big suhoor or you weren't hungry, but just the sheer fact that you what? No, I can't eat until when? Man, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 7:30, right? Has an effect on you. And that goes to show you the connection between the brain and the what? The body, the digestive system. And the signals that are sent and the games that are played in your head. And you can survive. But most of the cases is what? All in your head. It's all in your head. You're not going to die. And that's very important with regards to getting off certain substances and certain addictions and certain bad habits. It's very possible. But your mind. So be mindful of what goes into your mind and what you allow your mind to do. It says here, other scholars, they say that the manifestation of barakah of suhoor is in waking up. When you wake up. And when you make dhikr. And when you make dua at such a noble time, a beautiful time. Allah mentions about wabil ashari. He says that at the times of ashar, they do what? They seek Allah's forgiveness. And ashar is similar to sahur, which is also similar to sihr. Sihr, seen, ha-ra, means something hidden. So sihr, magic or sorcery, the way and the how is what? Hidden. Sahur, the meal is taken at a time in which it's what? Dark. Ashar, the wee hours of the night, leading toward the early morning, these believers are up praying at night, invoking Allah, because the time is dark and it's hidden. Most people are asleep. I understand the concept of sahara, right? And the connection to the Arabic language. Moving forward. He says, mercy is coming down. Dua is being accepted. Allah's forgiveness is being sought. These are all from the meanings of the barakah of the suhoor. And perhaps a person will make wudu when he wake up to eat suhoor and offer voluntary prayers. or be prepared for the obligatory salah. In other words, the barakah of suhoor is double-pronged. It's a tangible worldly benefit, a palpable benefit, and is a spiritual metaphysical benefit. It's a benefit for your body that you can feel, and it's a benefit for your heart, your soul, that everyone can't necessarily grab and touch and write about. Moving forward. Other scholars have mentioned the sadaqah that is given when hungry people are up looking for meals to eat. We've explained that before in many other classes and lectures. Moving forward to the next hadith. Says here, the next narration here, Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu anhu reported that we ate suhoor with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ثم قمنا إلى الصلاة, and then we got up and we offered prayer. They asked him how long was the time span, the interval, how long of a time was it between the suhoor and the salah. He says 50 to 60 verses. 50 to 60 verses it took us to eat, and then it was time to pray. قدر قراءة 50 آية أو أن يقرأ 50 وفيه الحث على تأخير السحور إلى قبيل الفجر. طيب. The next narration, he says about it, this proves that a person should delay the suhoor. It should not be eaten or taken early on. It shouldn't be a long period of time between suhoor and the salah. And it's also to show us the bid'ah of imsak, the innovation of imsak on the prayer schedule. Now the question is, how long does it take to recite 50 verses? And whose recitation? Slow, fast, in the middle? What do you think, or how do you think 50, 60 ayat will be in our calculation of time? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Depending on the surah.
Like if it's rhythmic and slow.
So what was the Prophet's recitation like with the Sahaba? Fast, slow, rhythmic? Rhythmic. So 15 minutes, you guys say? Okay, next question is, did they eat suhoor and stand up to pray? Or did they eat suhoor, then the adhan was made, then stood up to pray? Because the narration says, qumna, we stood up to pray. And between eating and prayer was 50 to 60 ayat. The adhan and the iqamah. Stand up. Perhaps. Moving forward. The next narration, Sahl ibn Sa'd radhiyallahu anhu narrates, قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يزال الناس بخير ما عجلوا الفطر فيه الحث على تأجيله بعد تحقق غروب الشمس ومعناه لا يزال أمر الأمة منتظما وهم بخير ما داموا محافظين على هذه السنة وإذا أخروه كان ذلك علامة على فساد فساد يقعون فيه. طيب, rushing to eat iftar as long as you're sure that the sun has set with your own eyes or with the calculation. And this means that the ummah will be straight, the ummah will be upright, the ummah will be correct as long as they don't ignore and abandon this act of sunnah. And if they ignore and abandon this act of sunnah, it proves that they have erred and they've strayed. So what will be the case of things greater, larger, and more outward and apparent than this, prevalent in the Muslim ummah? Not something which is hidden, which is exclusive to a country. Anywhere you go in the Muslims today, you'll find it. In the airport, in their mosques, in their marketplaces, okay, in their places of immigration. Allahumma musta'an. The ummah will be good as long as they don't do this. As long as they don't delay that and ignore that. Tight, moving forward. Khairan inshallah. Chapter number 10. باب بيان وقت انقضاء الصوم وخروج النهار. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll stop here tonight with Lu Lu Marjan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best.